Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a beer courtesy of Robert. Thank you so much. He works for Catskill and offered this bottle up. And they've actually sent me beer before, so they've actually sent me this beer before, so this is a re-review. This is Newt. This is their barrel-aged Flanders red ale, so let's dig into it. It's been a while since I've had one, so. All right. Nice, nothing too explosive on there. A little bit still in the carbonation. No, pretty good. So, beer comes in murky, kind of brownish color. Oh, wow, yeah. There's some chunks in there, so you got some yeast or whatnot. Yeah, I actually had this laying sort of on its side, so there's some chunks in there. Huh, yeah, there's some yeast and proteins or whatever floating around. This beer comes in a medium brown color, some of that garnet deep red coming through. But yeah, pretty much looks like a Flanders red, and then, yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, there's a good amount of sediment in there. Let's get the aroma on this one. Yeah. It smells pretty spot on. There's definitely a little bit of acidic character, so you get a little bit of that kind of back end real tart thing going on. So some of that apple cider vinegar. But then, yeah, there's a nice kind of more complex apple note. So not only apple cider vinegar, but tart apples driving in there, a little bit of apple pie spice thing. There's a little bit of this kind of caramelly sweet malt. Yeah, it's nice. It actually works with the weather right now. So we're actually in winter, but this sort of like reminds me of fall because it has a little bit of that baking spice thing. It has that apple pie note. It has sour apple. It has cooked apple. Cheers. Oh. This beer is sour. It's full-on sour beer. So I will say that some of the Flanders red ales can be a little bit more nuanced on their acidity. This one is quite in your face with acidity. Ooh, good amount of acidic on here. So if anything, imagine you could probably pull back on a little bit of that acidic bite because it is really quite aggressive. But yeah, it's not too egregious. It's just a little pushed on the acidic, but then a good amount of lactic sourness as well. Again, the lactic sour is something that's going to sort of sit on the front of your palate. I think of something like yogurt, and acidic is really the vinegary, intense kind of acidity that you're going to get. So it's really, with sour beers, looking for a balance of those two. Ideally, you don't want too much of the acidic, and the acidic is where it's going to hit your nose real intense, and also hit you on the back of the palate. This is really where you're looking for the balance. A lot of your beer is going to be lactic forward, but then this beer specifically, the style specifically, is going to have some of that acidic attack. Moving on. There's a little bit of malt in there just to help move the beer. The fruit character, again, is a little bit harder to find because of how aggressive the acidic character is. As for the fruit qualities, this Flanders red ale style is going to be the most vinous, the most wine-like of your beers. This one for me, again, because of the acidity, the fruits are really a little bit pulled back. And then instead, the flavor just moves on to, again, more of that kind of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of that barrel crack character driving in there. Quite nice. It's just very sour. As for rating, I don't know. I feel like the bottle I had before was better. Maybe I'm crazy, but as for rating, let's go within. That's good. It's just really sour. 83. This is Catskill Eye of Newt. If you're into really sour beer, though, and you like your Flanders and you like them really intense, this one has to be one of the more sour Flanders I feel like I've had before. But yeah, until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.